and welcome back to Reading with A. This weekend, we thought we would film a casual reading vlog, mostly phone filmed. If the quality is a little worse for the wear, it's because we're filming on our phones. And I personally am hoping to read quite a bit this weekend because I'm leaving on vacation in a little while, and I have 2 books that I want to make it through before I leave so that I can read some new things while I'm away for a little while. Without further ado, let me share with you the books that I'm hoping to get through in the next week and a half that I want to make progress on this weekend. So I, Abbey with an EY, am in the middle of reading Crooked Kingdom by Leigh Bardugo, the sequel novel to Six of Crows, and The Nickel Boys by Colson Whitehead. And I'm about halfway through Crooked Kingdom and about maybe a third of the way through The Nickel Boys. The Nickel Boys is what I want to be focusing on this weekend so that Abby and I can film a review together of this book since she just finished it as well. It is so good so far, and I know that if I just sat down, I could finish it fairly quickly. It's only about 210 or 250, something like that, in the 200s, page count wise, and very well written, if not a bit hard to read because of the subject matter. But I would really like to finish The Nickel Boys this weekend. Crooked Kingdom is I'm also enjoying very much, and if I've got time, I'd like to read some of that as well. So, without further ado, let the reading commence. I felt like Captain Holt saying that from B99. Here's a good quote. That night, Nurse Wilma stayed late, reading to the kid behind the curtain. The Bible, a hymn, it sounded how people sound when they have God in their mouth.
Hey guys, it's Abby, the one without an E. It is about 1 p.m. and I am ready to read for a full hour from 1 to 2 p.m. and then I have a writing meet with a friend, so that's going to be fun. But until then, I'm going to be reading. I have my kitty at my bedside and some coffee, and I am very excited to dive into some books that I've been wanting to finish this weekend. Or not finish, start, and hopefully finish within the next week. So I will show you what those are. So before I go on, I'm going to have a little introduction to my little friend here as she curls up and gets herself situated. Yes, ma'am. Just curl up and get yourself all curled up. There she is. And she likes to clean herself. She's my little reading buddy. She's very soft if you can't see. Oh, she's sleeping. Anyway, the first book is Codename Verity by Elizabeth Wine, and I'm actually really excited to finish this, hopefully this weekend. It is about a young British spy. She's a young woman, and in 1943 she is captured by the Gestapo. So it's a very interesting narrative. She basically is actually just like me. She rambles. It is in a diary format, and all she does is ramble and tell stories that seem to have no relevance to the main story, but they do, and she is one of the most unreliable narrators I have ever met. So I'm really looking forward to hopefully finishing that this month, or this weekend. And my next read is actually for a class that I am helping teach, and that's The Orphan Master's Son. I got it from the library, so I'll hide it here. Orphan Master's Son by Adam Johnson. This one is set in North Korea, and it follows the tale of a orphan, or a mislabeled orphan, who is exploring what the Orphan Master's son does, is it explores North Korea and the dictatorship of Kim Jong-il, and it's very, very powerful, very haunting. So I'm excited to read both of these. I also didn't say I have my coffee mug. That is very nerdy. This is pretty bad. But this is, if you can't, I don't know if you can see, I am a sick man. I am a spiteful man. It is a mug of first sentences for novels. It is one of my favorite mugs. Alright, it's about 2 p.m. and I read about 20 pages in an hour, so that was mostly because I spent most of the hour kind of snoozing in my head. I don't know if you have that happen, but it's something else.
Hi, I am now headed to work. It's Saturday. You can probably hear my turn signal because I'm about to turn. Anyway, I've brought the Nickel Boys with me in the hopes that I can get some reading done on my breaks. So stay tuned for that. I'm going to try and film it, but that'll be an interesting time. Hello, it's Sunday now. Abby is with me, and we are headed to a local coffee shop called Dogwood to do some reading. So the next clips that you see of us are just going to be enjoying some lovely coffee on this beautiful day and reading our books.
I'm planning to get a latte. I don't know about you.
Yes, I am going to probably get some sort of tea latte since I don't drink coffee, but it's going to be delicious. What book are you going to be reading?
Codename Verity. So I started reading part of it yesterday, and I'm going to hopefully get through a lot of it today. So.
Nice. And I'm just going to be continuing reading the Nickel Boys that I've been reading through this entire vlog.
Hey guys, we just returned from a couple of hours at our local coffee shop, and I really enjoyed my coffee and enjoyed, several hours of reading outside in the sun. It was kind of chilly, kind of windy. The sunlight helped, but yeah, so...
That's such a Minnesotan thing to say.
That's such a Minnesotan thing to say.
Oh, if it hadn't been for the wind, it'd be real nice.
It was windy and sunny, but too cold for my liking. Yeah. How did you like did you get coffee or tea?
I got the Fogwood latte, which is their version of a London fog, and in my opinion, it could have used a little bit more spices.
Oh. Okay.
It wasn't quite as flavorful as I was expecting, but it was still very tasty. Yes, and you enjoyed your coffee?
It was tasty, but I also agree with you that it could have had more spices. Could have been sweeter, but also I like my stuff overly sweet. We also read, so I got about, I think, 50 or so pages into Codename Verity. How far did you get?
I read, I want to say about 70 pages of the Nickel Boys. It was really good. I only have a few chapters left. And you've actually read the Nickel Boys.
That was like Nickel Boys was a non-stop page turner. I loved it. And I was also able to I read that for 3 hours straight. Because I had to read it for class, like that's one motivator, but the other motivator is just really well written, and it keeps pace so well.
It definitely keeps your attention.
It's interesting, it's compelling, it's haunting, and that was why I kept reading. It's a very character-driven novel. Or a story-driven novel, as my writing professor likes to say. Story-driven. It also has plot, but it's very invested in the characters.
Yeah, which it's been interesting because you get to see Elwood before, during, and after the experience that he goes through, and it's interesting to compare each version of himself after this significant event that happens in his life. Yeah, so Nickel Boys, definitely an attention keeper. How are you feeling about Codename Verity? I know you mentioned to me that it's not holding your attention in the same way that Nickel Boys did.
Yeah, I mentioned this yesterday in my vlog. I just kind of fall asleep in my head. Codename Verity is very, very stream of consciousness, so it's diary style-esque because main character is writing essentially her last words on pieces of hotel paper, and so she's rambling just on, and I'm like, this is great until it's not. I think with Nickel Boys, it's very scenic. You're at a place, or you're reading about like a school, so it's a setting that you're very interested in, and setting is not very big with Codename Verity because she's talking about the past and the present, the future, all while she's being contained by the Gestapo. The voice is really powerful with Codename Verity, so if you are drawn to books that have character-driven, like voice-driven, stream of consciousness kind of diary-like narrative, then I definitely highly recommend Codename Verity.
We are now headed to some woods to go on a walk and explore, and we'll make sure to show you a bit of that as well.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for watching our weekend reading vlog, and we hope that you subscribe, hit the like button, hit the notification bell, and stay tuned for our next video.
Yeah. See you next time.
Bye.
Bye. Are you a coffee drinker or are you a tea drinker? Let us know in the comments, because I am a both drinker. Are you a both drinker? I've never heard about that. Toffee? You a toffee drinker?